to another episode of Gotham by Night. Winter has come, and as the soft snowflakes drift down from dreamy clouds, windows frost as Jack traces his art in water molecules, while amazed children giggle at the snow based activities that await them in the future. Snowmen, snow angels, snowball fights, more. With winter comes two very opposite feelings. One, knowing that the holidays approach, gift giving, family time, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's a time in which people are to be the most close, the most together. Remain warm, remain safe, be thankful of all that you have, because just like the leaves on the trees and the warmth of the sun, it can vanish like that. Two, sadness. With coldness comes sadness, fleeing from the outside to hide in places of artificial warmth. A hollowness builds within people. Those that are unable to cope with a full season of this find themselves teetering on high places, with frozen tears and snow on eyelashes. The last thing they see before darkness is white. We turn our attention to William, a man who has lost much, battled both inner and outer demons for what seems like his entire life. The world doesn't want him. Spirits conspire to make his life difficult should they be disturbed, and the balance of the universe seems to break every time he fixes something. The weight of such difficulty, it can become so tiring. William, whereabouts are you? Is it during the day? During the night? What is a typical day for William when you strip away all of the supernatural tomfoolery?
Now that his mother, Rachel, has returned and has told them that the imposter was taken care of and all that problem is gone, he's going to go back to the sushi bar and work there, like he always has in the daytime, just doing his diligence, cooking and making some sushi for some customers, like always.
And does that bring William joy, or is it something that just distracts him from being alone in his thoughts?
It's more like a necessity, so I suppose it is more like for distraction. To be normal, I suppose, instead of just being a werewolf. It makes him feel human.
Hmm. Humans, they don't realize how good they've got it. I mean, sure, they exist in a world in which monsters of varying degrees of horrifying walk amongst them, haunting their dreams, haunting their lives, and even when they shuffle off the mortal coil, they could even be barraged then. But they are lucky because they live in blissful ignorance. They have no idea that the woman down the hall is a literal man eater. They have no idea that the child that they babysat, their soul has been devoured and replaced by something eldritch. It wouldn't even occur to them that werewolves exist. And because of this, the work, the service, the sacrifices that the Lycans make are never appreciated. Never appreciated. Much, much like what happened recently. You flung your body in front of someone who has hurt you, on a deeply emotional level. You didn't have to do that. You could have stood back, allowed this violence to blow by, and justice and karma to be served. But you're not that kind of man. Even if they have hurt you, broken your heart, inflicted terrible self-loathing in your mind, William couldn't just stand by and do nothing. He's too good of a person for that. But even after it was done, the sacrifice of flesh made on William's behalf, there was no thank you. There was nothing. It was as if you were expected to bleed, expected to hurt, doing as you were told, serving again. Who does this person think they are? They have no idea how things really work. No idea how fine a line that they are dancing on. They may have a beast, but William is one, and it is never wise to poke said beast. You wrap the seaweed sushi rolls. You give them to customers that don't even flash you a smile. To them, you are a faceless android. Someone that is, again, expected to serve. You make their food, and they leave. No thank you. Nothing. How does that weigh on William's mind to know that no matter what he has done, he has received little to absolutely no recognition or thanks?
It's always been like this. William thinks that ever since he's been doing this, not just the sushi job, but ever since he's been doing Luna's bidding or will, he rarely gets anything. And when they do, what he gets is pain. They brand him, they put silver into his soul. That's how they thank the Forsaken. So in his mind that maybe sometimes that pain is the reward, even though he know it shouldn't be. But that's how it's always been to him.
William's life has always been painful. He's always been expected to bow and scrape and serve, to be felt, not heard, not seen. And yet, knowing that this is not okay, knowing that this is not fair, knowing that this is not right, he does it anyway. Because if enough stop doing their duties, the world will stop as well. It will light up in fire. It will drown under seas. It will be frozen. But when he dreams, he sees a familiar face. He feels warmth. Not a physical warmth, though maybe that as well. It is kindness. It is respect. It's being seen and treated as an equal. Recognition. Favor. For someone who has lived a life so full of pain and so devoid of care, being shown that kindness must be an overwhelming narcotic. You perform your duties, you do what you have to at the sushi bar until it is closing time or until your shift is done. But every now and then, as the snow falls outside and you dice up what you need to, you feel like someone is watching, but not in ways that you've become accustomed to, sadly. Not in a predatory way, not like you were the sheep and there is a wolf outside. More like a schoolgirl looking upon someone with a crush. Only you are that crush and you know that they're looking. And if you were to look back, they would look away and it would be this moment. This innocent, pure moment. Yet, no matter how many times you look or where it is your gaze is cast, you do not find the source of this feeling. In your mind, you think of what this person might look like. They would have long black hair, as dark as midnight. They will have skin unblemished and perfect. They would have a natural beauty. Not to say that they wouldn't look good in makeup or any kind of cosmetic enhancement, but just being is enough. They will be calm. They will look upon you and value you. Fragile, delicate. You become distracted while you work and almost nick yourself with the blades. This becomes a common theme, not just today, but it has been a problem in the past where you find yourself daydreaming of a better place, a better time, better people, a perfect person. Not a lover in the sense that someone that William just wants to bed. He can do that already. He has a natural charm. He has what it takes to find anyone. But acts of the flesh can be so fleeting. Love is eternal. And in William's case, the most elusive. The sun rises, it sets. The sushi bar has closed for an hour or so to prepare for dinner time. You've worked the day shift. You've got the night off. Is there anything that you wanted to do? Anything William wanted to get done or places to go with his time off?
He'd probably just enjoy himself at this hour. So he will get on his bike and just ride around the city and just wander about.
You ride. You must do so carefully because the roads are snowy and treacherous in certain areas that haven't been treated properly. But with this sensation that you have, you take notice of the little things, things that you would usually glance over or roll your eyes at. You notice the Christmas lights in the windows of uh, apartments. You know that these people that live in these apartments, they don't have much. They don't earn much. Yet they still found the time and the spare change to find fairy lights or some kind of colored nightlight, something to bring color into their life, something to ward away the whiteness of outside. You notice the scent of pine trees, artificial and real. You, when you stop at red lights, see couples holding hands, looking at each other with adoration. You see children giggling, dressed in their winter finest, or as much as it could be, as much as it can be called fine. They play in the snow while their parents laugh and take pictures. They are all unaware of just how close this world is to not existing, to being put under siege by forces that would break their minds. You were caught between a waking dream and harsh reality. You want to believe that their love will save them, give their life purpose, meaning. But you also understand that humans are capable of atrocious acts of betrayal and violence. The world is complicated, its people even more so. But you ride and you allow those thoughts to rummage around in your mind. You think on one difficult topic or another, but you allow those feelings to flow through you rather than stick like flies on tape. It was an ebb and flow of natural emotion. But there is only so far that one can ride on a motorcycle, especially in this kind of weather. There's fuel, there's traffic that is becoming more monstrous the longer you remain outside. What does Will want to do?
He'll find a place to park his bike and have a nice stroll, wondering about all the things that have happened lately and how it's never enough. There's always something more that is needed to be done.
He strolls on the sidewalk. He walks and he ponders. And you are so deep in thought that you didn't notice. Someone was walking. They also distracted, and the two of you collide on one another, upon one another on the sidewalk. This woman kind of clumsily slipping on one of the icier parts and tumbling to the ground. Her boxes of gifts sprawled out all over the place. You hear a gaggle of teens behind you somewhere, kind of snickering to themselves. You're fine. You don't slip. You are robust. But this woman kind of bounced off of you.
Oh crap. I'm sorry. He will extend a hand and try to help her stand up and pick up her gift.
Hmm. You look down at this woman, and uh, she has long black raven hair. Um, she is of a fair skin tone, which is only complemented by the snowy surroundings. Um, and she has this kind of I don't want to say genetic lottery because that makes it seem pretentious and
Mm-hmm.
bitchy, but she has this natural grace about her, this humble beauty. Um, she seems to be wearing either very nude makeup, very natural, or none at all.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps just a little bit of foundation, concealer, and mascara. That's it. Um, but she looks up at you with those wide eyes of hers. And for a moment, you're caught in this. She, it's her, the woman that you've been daydreaming about. How is that possible? I mean, maybe she's not exact what you thought that she would be, but this is crazy. She, the woman of your daydreams, bounced off of your chest and is now on the ground, and you are helping them up. This seems like a rom com waiting to happen. She kind of, she's blushing. She's a bit flustered. She didn't see that coming, but she grabs hold of your. She reaches forward to grab your hand, but you notice that she misses, and
Mm-hmm.
then she's kind of looking around and does kind of like a Velma from Scooby Doo moment, trying to look for glasses maybe, or look for something that's in the snow.
Mm-hmm. Did you drop something? I'm sorry. Can I help you? Or what are you looking for?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I should have been not on my phone. I I can't find my glasses.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it. It's actually my fault. I was just thinking and not watching. So here, let me help you out. Uh,
The two of you kind of look around for glasses, or something relating glasses, and it is you actually that find them. They are these deep blue glasses, and they have what kind of looks like specks of white throughout them, kind of like a starry
mhm.
sky. There's a crack in one of the lenses.
Ooh. Uh, Here, I found it. Let me William will pull out a handkerchief and we'll try to clean the glasses. Here, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I think I've cracked it.
Oh
Uh,
no, no, that happened a while ago.
here, here you go.
She will take the glasses and align them on her face. They're a bit crooked, but you know what? They work. They give her this kind of geeky vibe. Um, that's charming. That's kind of sweet. The boxes, the gifts of red and green with ribbons and stickers and polka dots, um, still kind of tumbled around. But you've noticed that during the search for the glasses, the she's managed to like find them with her hands and then place them next to her so that no one would like step on them or
Yeah,
anything. And after she puts the glasses on, she is much more effective in locating the rogue presence and
yeah.
placing them behind her. She's still on the ground, um, as to, look for the gifts and such. But when she sees you, she seems almost surprised. Like she's taken back. Not in a bad way, not like she's seen something horrific or offensive, but perhaps this is not what she thought of when she lacked vision. And she reaches out with her hand.
He will reach for her hand and try to pull her up.
Mhm.
You know what? I'm sorry. He's just kind of like staring there for like a few seconds too long while smiling, and
Mhm.
he says, "I'm sorry. Here, since it is my fault, let me help you out with a gift."
Oh, you don't have to. Like I was looking
No,
on my phone.
no, I insist. I was thinking like an idiot and not looking at the road or sidewalk.
All right.
I
Okay.
insist.
And
Here.
she will uh kind of give you half of the presents.
Yeah.
She's on her feet now, thanks to you. She isn't one of those strange women heading to the club or a lounge or someone's place and still insists on wearing heels. She's wearing flats, as a sensible individual would when it is cold. She has a jacket on, winter attire. She's dressed appropriately. Um, she has gloves, a scarf, and a beanie kind of on her head that is a soft bubblegum pink color. Only there are two flaps at the very top that kind of resemble cat ears or um, maybe dog ears or mouse ears.
Hmm.
And on the beanie, there are also two eyes, a nose, and a smile with what looks like a tongue poking out. She smells like Christmas cookies, fresh.
uh, don't. Sorry for asking, but where are you taking these presents? Well, wouldn't it be better to bring them to your car or something?
Oh, no, I gave my car to my sister, and she had a little bit of an accident. It wasn't bad, but what with the weather going on and some people of this place, an accident was bound to happen. So it's in the shop at the moment. I was actually on my way to bring these gifts to the children's hospital.
Wow. Well, I'm glad I'm helping you now.
Oh no, I sound so pretentious and on a high horse. I didn't mean.
No, no, it's good. You're helping the kids in the children's hospital get their wish and stuff like that. Not pretentious at all.
I I'm just trying, like there's this is one time out of the entire year that family is supposed to be together, and I understand that these kids don't have long and their families are struggling. I'm just trying to do my best.
Yeah. I'm William, by the way. He like puts half the left side of the gift on his forearm and tries to shake her hand. Like,
Daisy, she smiles and shakes your hand. She's very delicate, like a
yeah.
snowflake or a rose.
William's thinking to himself that he's pretty sure that he's seen her somewhere, but he can't place it.
Mm, maybe just more of that daydream feeling.
Yeah, maybe. But it feels familiar and he doesn't mind it.
It's definitely a deja vu sensation,
Yeah,
but it's not unpleasant. Things seem to be brighter. The lights, a higher vibrancy, uh, another saturation of whimsy. The snow seems much more fluffy, the honking and sirens of the vehicles of the city that never sleeps, is less abrasive. And there is just this sense of peace and stillness in the air. And she just looks at you with her wide eyes and her charming smile before saying, "Oh, I hope I'm not keeping you. Where were you going?"
No, I was just walking around thinking, just
Mm.
trying to get I suppose, the smell of the horrible Gotham air. Uh, but yeah, I'm just walking around trying to get some fresh air.
Mm. Mm. I mean, seems like the only people that have fresh, somewhat remotely fresh air these days are the big wigs that are up in their sky mansions.
Yeah, tell me about it.
You know, you'd think with all their wealth and all of their power, they lift people up, but they seem just more interested in letting themselves soar while everyone else crawls.
They're just, I guess they rather see themselves rise higher. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be like Icarus someday. You never know.
I fear for the world if that ever happens.
Yes, would be a sight to see. A very terrible thing, but still, sight to see.
It would be very cathartic. It would be great to see these. Forgive my language. It would be great to see these assholes catch fire and fall from grace. But, you know, then everyone else will shortly follow suit. So maybe it's not the best thing.
William will smile and chuckle. That'll be the day.
Yeah, it would. But yes, I shouldn't keep the kids waiting. Did you want to come with?
Yeah, I am holding the gift, so well, half of it. Let me come with. After all, it is my fault that you fell, and
No,
uh, it's
it is.
fine. It's fine.
We're both losers. How about that?
Well, I can compromise, I suppose.
She laughs and it's just it's merry. It's genuine. It's nice to hear. It's a simple, often overlooked pleasure to just be human. And she begins to walk. Um, Again, there's no car that she is summoning or getting into. She's just walking. And before you, she was doing so with all of these gifts, all on her own at night. Yet she still was doing it. She still made that conscious decision to do that, knowing full well how the world is. There's only so many presumptions and or rather assumptions that you can make. Maybe she is just stupid and didn't fully assess the risks. Maybe she's blinded by her desire to do good. Um, who's to really say? You're not in her mind, but she's definitely in yours.
Hey, Daisy,
Hmm.
how far away is this hospital?
Uh, maybe another eh, on foot, according to Gaggle. Um, about 30 minutes.
You know what? Let's go get a cab. Do you mind?
Oh no, it's like it's okay. Like
I
it's all right.
insist. It will be faster, and we won't be freezing in the cold.
Oh yes, but like money and
I
all that.
insist. I will.
No,
It's for the children. It's not for me or you. It's for the children.
All right, fine. You've twisted my arm.
He will whistle and try to get a cab.
Hmm. The two of you are kind of standing side by side for a little bit. There's this beautiful, elongated moment. The snow falling, and it's just this picturesque moment before the maybe much to your chagrin, the moment is ruined by a cab honking and then
Mhm.
driving up next to you with a small amount of snow splashing on both of your, like both you and Daisy's feet. She seems to have been taken back in a surprise, giggles and shivers.
William doesn't seem to mind. He just stands there and just kind of like chuckles at Daisy when she giggles.
She goes to reach for the back door
Mhm.
and opens it, and she kind of in a rather no, she simply gestures for you to go in first. You're paying, you go in first.
Okay. He will put the gifts in first, and then he will gesture for her to give him the gifts that she has.
Don't steal them. And then she kind of passes them to you, and then comes into the car.
Yeah, and then he will go in.
Hmm. So the two of you are in the back, unless you've decided to go into the front.
Yeah, he'll just sit in the back.
In the back.
Mhm.
So she's sitting in the back with you with just a bunch of bags and boxes. Some of them with your sense of smell, now that you are in an enclosed space with no wind. Some of these smell like cookies. Some of them smell like chocolates. Some of them smell like copper.
Hmm.
You get an unfair advantage at guessing what's inside of these boxes and presents. But yeah, she gives the address. She says please and thank you. She has manners. And she just has this, her resting face just always seems to have some level of a smile on it.
You know, I'm kind of curious. What are in these gift box?
Well, for Ryan, um, he he's leukemia. He's not going to last long. I got him a box of expensive gourmet chocolates. I know that kids really don't care if it's gourmet or not, as long as it's sugar, they'll like it. Um, but I wanted it to be extra special. Um, and I gave him, he always wanted a puppy, but after his condition, anything could have been compromising his health. So he wasn't able to have one. So I went out and I got him an electronic one.
That's really kind of you.
I'm just trying to give back, you know? And in this one, and then she kind of goes through like a list of like different toys and
Yeah.
things. They're very novel, and in the grand scheme of things, it would be expensive to someone that lives within a low economical area. But she's not going to rock up and have a moment like Oprah and throw keys at a child and be like, "You've got a car," but she's giving them toys that they might have
Yeah.
wanted that they haven't had the chance to get due to the bills, the medical bills.
Yeah. William is going to try and remember the names that she says with which type of gift they're getting.
Mm-hmm. Any particular reason?
Maybe he's going to give them something.
Oh, so yeah, there's a couple of names. There's Ryan. There's Marie. There's Lulu. Um, there's a bunch of names, and you are confident that you'll remember them. especially seeing as she gives a small snippet of their condition. It kind of makes them stand out in your mind. And because the two of you have opted to be in a car, the journey went from 30 minutes on foot to 10 minutes, including traffic, by car. So soon enough, you find yourself being in the parking lot of the hospital.
See, that wasn't so bad.
Oh, I don't know. You sure talk a lot. She laughs.
And now we're back in the freezing cold, like you wanted.
Oh, great. She will thank the taxi driver. The taxi driver just nods his head. And she will come out of the car. She'll fumble with the gifts, trying to kind of collect as much as she can in her arms.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how she would have possibly been able to deliver all of them all on her own. It's amazing that she had been traveling on her own down the street with as much as she had. It would have been this cartoonish moment of like a tower of gifts. But you're helping her now.
You know, it's really dangerous walking around with all these gifts in winter, especially when the sidewalk is really slick.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't really have any other option.
Well,
I mean, I could have just stayed in, but that wasn't going to happen.
I guess in a way, kind of good that we bumped into each other, I suppose, in a weird kind of way, kind of weird thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go and get them their gifts from Santa.
She will take the gifts. You will take some as well. And when you enter the hospital, it's abrasive to your nose. There's a lot of bodily functions that you can smell unless you have the ability to turn down your senses. You can smell the medicine, the death, the crying. It's just not a very good place.
Yeah, William is going
yeah.
to try and suppress his senses.
Mm-hmm. Is that something that you have to roll for, or?
Nope, he can just activate it at will.
Mm-hmm. So you suppress it. It's too much. It is all just too much. So you allow yourself some peace by ignoring most of what was assailing you. The woman behind the counter seems to light up as she spots the woman and spots Daisy. But they look at you and they seem confused. Then there's almost this knowingness in her eyes and a smile, a sassiness kind of in her. And she is about to speak, but Daisy is very quick to say, nope, not in the mood. And the woman just says, all right.
Hi, I'm the hired help.
oh, yep. I'm not allowed to say anything. Yes, you're not. They provide 2 hospital passes. They've got like the visitor section on them, and this was planned. Well, at least one of the people were planned. So the 2 of you have clearance to the children's wing, and so Daisy, as if knowing this place like the back of her hand, would go towards the elevators and press the button.
Seems that you're good friends with the people here.
Well, I come here a lot. I make it a point to try and make people's lives a little better here and there. That woman, she's a funny one.
Uh, you're, how should I say this? Better than all of us.
No. No, I have my flaws. I'm just doing what I think is good.
I wouldn't be doing anything like this. Well, since I am an asshole after all.
She raises an eyebrow. Why do you say that?
I've been just, instead of doing it like you, giving to the people, I suppose, been thinking about myself. Uh, Kind of a bit of a waste of time, I suppose, now that I look at this.
Well, I mean, I used to be like that for a while. I used to think that it wasn't fair, that I should be. When is my lucky break? When am I going to have this moment? But after a while, you just have to realize that you need to take action. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. You're going to be caught just thinking and hoping for it to get better, and it's never going to. And
William,
yeah.
William is gonna, like, he seems to be looking at the floor, kind of like down a bit.
Hmm.
He's gonna nod his head when she's telling him that. And, you're a good person. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Oh, they can try. I'm sure I would give them something to think about. The elevator
William,
doors open.
yeah, William's kind of like giving a smile, but kind of sorrowful.
Hmm.
But yeah, he will follow her.
The two of you are in the elevator. The doors close. It's just you and her. Painful elevator music begins to play as you rise, but she looks at you and she seems. What's wrong?
Yeah. Nah, it's nothing. It's just nothing.
No. You have to tell me. I won't let you out.
Wow, really? This is a hostage situation right here.
It is, yes.
Wow, I regret this already. Maybe I should have just walked away. It's nothing. It's just kind of feels lonely, Just uh,
Lonely.
he shakes his head. Just you keep doing everything you can, but in the end, you're kind of alone in a
You don't
way,
have you don't have any family, any friends?
I have family, but they're always away in a way.
Mm.
My mother, she just shows up once in a while. My
Oh,
other,
it's complicated, is it?
yeah, yeah. My other mother is busy,
Mm. Mm.
and then there's stuff happening, and yeah, just don't worry about it.
I mean, if you don't have any plans, maybe you can spend Christmas with me.
In here?
It's not Christmas yet.
No, I mean, like, where do you plan on spending your Christmas?
Um, I was gonna have a few friends over.
Hmm.
Not the hospital. I don't live here.
Maybe I'll think about it.
All right. The elevator door opens, and you see that the children's ward is adorned with stockings and baubles and all kinds of colorful decorations. You see parents trying really hard to be strong, to be present for their children, but there is no denying that they are exhausted, that there is real pain and real suffering that they are currently going through and have been going through for who knows how long now. But the children, they seem happy, tired, but happy. When the two of you kind of walk out into the open, the children's eyes light up and sighs of relief from parents exit their body as they see presents, as they see color, as they see her. And it's like she is Father Christmas. And
William
there
is
is
just follow her and smile at them. He won't say anything. He's gonna watch them.
the kids don't run up to her. They don't, leave their bedpans or anything. They can't. They're hooked up to machines, tubes, wires, beeping screens. They have to patiently wait their turn because they don't have strength enough or have the ability to be physically hyper. There's a strong chemical smell, unfortunately, in the children's ward. It's something that's just, even with blunted senses, it is just something that a normal human would be able to smell. You know that it has been tried to be masked with, maybe some kind of air freshener or something that is sanitary and safe, but it's still hospital smell. All the children seem to have Jello, red and green, the Christmas colors. Some of the parents, they look like they're about to fall asleep at any moment. But yeah, the two of you spend a large portion of the evening going to the bedsides of the children and giving them presents. Some were so weak that they had to have their parents open the gifts for them, but a lot of tears were shed, happy tears, from the parents, from the kids, from siblings or other family members. Maybe some of the nurses that looked in shed a tear or two. Daisy put up a strong front. She didn't cry. Her eyes got watery, but there was just so much emotion in the air. Each kid was so thankful. It made them happy. Is there anything that William would have wanted to do during all of this?
Maybe he would have helped out with the parents, like get them something to eat because they look really tired, like some water, stuff like that, while Daisy's giving them the gift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you give them coffee, or you go down and you get them sandwiches. You do your part to give to the parents specifically, and they are so appreciative. They're so appreciative. Neither one of the parents, in case of couples, neither one of them wanted to leave their children, and in case of single parents, they were neglecting their own bodily needs just to stay next to their kids, and it is showing on them. So for you to do this, there is a lot of thankfulness. People are thanking you. Finally.
William's thinking that once in a while this is kind of nice.
And yeah, that is the evening that Daisy had planned, that you had come along to help with. By the time that it's all dished out and done, it's 11 p.m. Daisy appears to be quite tired. She's yawning. Presents are done. Her duties are done. She says goodnight to everyone, and waits by the elevator. If since you came with her, she won't just
Yeah,
leave.
yeah. He'll follow her.
Big night.
Good job, by the way.
Oh, thank you. You too. Oh, the parents needed that.
Yeah, it looked like they needed it. Well, I guess this was time well spent, Daisy. Thank you for bumping into me.
And thank you for bumping into me. Look, I had a lot of fun. If you want to do it again sometime, here. And she will take out her phone, and bring up her phone number.
Yeah, and yeah, William will do the same.
She will record the number into the phone, and you will see that she immediately begins to text it.
Hmm.
And she will send you 3 emojis: a snowflake, a pine tree, and a cake.
William's just gonna give her a face, like not on the phone, but like just look at her, like really.
Hey, needed to see if you were going to ghost me or not.
uh,
It's Gotham.
maybe I should have.
Well, it's late.
Yeah,
Do you have a way to get home? You going to take a taxi
I think I'll just walk around.
at this hour? It's going to be so cold.
Yeah, it feels nice to the skin.
Mm, all right,
Weird as it may be.
as long as you're not out too long.
He was gonna put his hand on his heart. I promise.
Good. You feel pins and needles running through you all of a sudden when you say "I promise."
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the chill.
Yeah. Well, it's good meeting you.
It was nice meeting you.
Have a nice night.
Yeah. Bye. And she
Bye.
will get into the elevator. Well, either she'll get into the elevator and leave you, or in the case that both of you were in the elevator during this conversation, she would have left the elevator and left the hospital proper.
Probably the latter.
Yeah. And yeah, she's gone. That her face, her smell, her bubbly attitude, it's still fresh in your mind. And as you are walking to the front door, the sassy receptionist is just kind of looking at you with a knowing look. She's not saying anything. She knows.
William's gonna wave at her goodbye,
She'll wave back.
and I suppose can I say something before we end? If we are ending,
Yeah.
William is gonna think about the invite, but in the end, he will decline it because he has a duty, and it's nighttime now. He has something to uphold, to be molded into something by the lodge that he just recently joined.
Maybe you misunderstood. She was inviting you around at Christmas, not today.
Yeah, like yeah, that's yeah. He won't join
Oh,
her at
you
Christmas.
won't go.
No, he's just gonna be in the lodge, probably being hazed and berated for being tribeless, trying to join a lodge of hardcore werewolf killers, the Red Talons, but he will endure it so he can help get rid of the pure.
Hmm. Hmm. You can imagine the face of Daisy kind of being a bit sad, but you know, she she's a grown woman. and you're just a perfect stranger. And in the end, this was a good night for William. This was a much needed break from everything that has been going on in his life. Maybe he'll have more good days to come. Or maybe not. But this was another episode of Gotham by Night. Dream Girl.